I'm not too bad, kid. How are you?
I'm very good. Bill, can I say I'm so pleased that you've written this book and told your story, because I've known for a while about your past career, and I didn't think many people knew about the other things you'd done before Jack, but you've really played a big part of the entertainment scene for many years, haven't you?
Yeah, I was pro singer when I was 26 from skiffle groups.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going back when I was about 15. I was in a skiffle group. We did one gig and we got fired. It was terrible. It was absolute bloody rubbish, I tell you. And we got carted out of it. But I mean, since then I've done big bands, orchestras, choirs, you name it. I've done it. I've recorded things and worked with children's choirs over in New Zealand and in Canada, all over the world.
I found really funny the story about your first showcase. Tell me about that, when you went on a little bit tipsy.
That was at Bradford Miners, a long time ago. At Bradford Miners, I fancied myself as a singer, so I bought a couple of 5-bob copies, as we used to call them then. Yeah. They were actually shilling copies, but 5-bob copies. And there was a trio there playing, and I went down, and it was like a shop window for acts, and all the bookers were there.
All the concert secs,
yeah, and I got my name on the list, and because I wasn't known, then I got at the back of the list. But the only thing was that at the back of the list was around about 3.5 hours later. I was kind of pickled, you know, and I got up there and sang more, and they wanted less because they were kind of all beggared off. So I started into the song. Quite funny now, it wasn't then. I was very disappointed, but it didn't stop me. You know the old, you can't put an old dog down. Don't call us, lad, we'll call you.
What I did find interesting is you've got a funny story about the Batley Variety Club and being paid off.
Well, yeah, it was, once again, I didn't realise what I was doing when I got there, and they had brass in the band, so I thought, well, OK, I know the brass players, they're good players, good readers, so they'll enjoy this, and it was Blood, Sweat and Tears. It was something like Spinning Wheel, David Clayton Thomas, Spinning Wheel, and I gave them this one, and we were playing it, and we did it, and the lads were saying, yeah, that's great. I said, well, I've got a couple more of them, and I've got some jazz things, and the management came up and said, I'm sorry, Bill, you're not on tonight. And I said, why? Was it that bad? No. Somebody's management had just come up and said, look, I'm sorry, we can't have him on, and because our star is on at the end, and he said, you'll be paid up, but you get paid for the week, and that's my kind of gig. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and he was Engelbert Dumper Truck, and he'd only just gone from Jerry Dorsey to this new name, and he was becoming a star, and he'd just done Please Release Me, and he couldn't have a male singer doing Blood, Sweat and Tears, the first act on, and then him coming along, Please Release Me, he couldn't do it, so I got hoofed.
It's a great club circuit, the Northern Club Circuit.
It is, yeah.
It certainly was.
Well, it was anyway. Yeah. It's not as good now.
You worked with some great local names from our area before she was on the show. Lynn Perry, before she was on
Perry, of course,
Street. Charlie Williams, Dave Berry, they all get mentioned in the book. Yeah. Does it sadden you that those days don't seem to exist anymore, Bill?
Well, yeah, and what saddens me is there's nowhere there for the kids to learn the business. To learn the business, you've got to work with live musicians and a live audience that you can talk to.
And be booed off at times as well.
That if that be the case, it does indeed. It teaches you how to dance. So, and duck when they're flinging ashtrays at you.
Listen, I've got something I want to play to you, because we've got a lot of local links with the street, obviously, with Lynn, but I want to play you just a little something that I recorded with the lovely Rita May earlier on, and this was her little tribute to you.
Well, first of all, Bill is a great person. He's got a great presence, but also a blooming great actor. He's a considerate actor. He'd make sure that you got your place there. He was good at comedy, as you'll know from years with Jack and Vera. In fact, one of the first scenes we had were with this pigeon, where I'm bringing it back to his house, and I'm bringing it back to the house, and I'm looking at this pigeon and I said to Bill after we'd done the scene, God, that pigeon was so good. It never cooed, it never made any fuss at all. And he says to the director, oh God, I thought, I've just got rid of one, I've got another bloody one. Because it wasn't a real pigeon. It's going to come back in, he says, the green room. I don't mean...
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, as we know now, anything can happen.
This is true. He's going to come back into green room, you know what I mean, and see us. And he's a brilliant man, a well-loved man. He'll be a great loss to the show, I'll tell you.
There's Rita, Bill, and tell him
Rita.
what a great loss Jack's going to be to this show.
Rita.
And
Lovely Rita. She was a joy to work with.
And it's nice to know that she's going to be staying in the show as well, isn't it?
Yes, so they did listen. They did listen to me. An absolute love.
It's only recently, Bill, that I've got my head around what it must be like for an actor, because I watched the documentary that went behind the scenes of the very last episode of The Bill. And they focused on an actor called Simon Rouse, who I think is a great actor.
Yes.
And they showed him rehearsing his final scenes. And he broke down in tears when he realised that this was going to be the last time he would ever be playing his character. And it was only at that point that I realised just how connected and close you become to a character that you're never really going to see again. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, of course. I found the character of Jack okay. He was a bit of a lunatic, but he mellowed over the years. What I am going to miss the people both sides of the camera. I mean, don't forget, I've been there for 37 years, and I know all the guys and all the ladies, you know, from cameras and sound, and from the other side of the camera, from makeup and wardrobe and props, and I know all of them. And that is one of the things I am going to miss.
Rita said this week as well, it is like a family. Catherine Kelly says the same.
It is, yes.
It is just like a family atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, you kick one, we all limp. Oh, yes.
What better way to go, though, than at the time when the show, the biggest show on television in the world ever, is celebrating its 50th anniversary?
Well, that's I was going to actually go last year, but my wife and our producer persuaded me to stay for the 50th, and I said, okay, but I'm going then. You
filmed your last scenes. We already know that Jack does pass away. How emotional were they to film, and are we in for an emotional ride watching it?
They usually say get some a box of tissues, so if I were you, I'd get a bath mat.
And what about you? What are you going to do now as Bill Tarmey? Are you going to just enjoy retirement? Are you going to retire?
I don't know. Once again, that depends. I've always worked day to day. You know, if something comes along and I like it, do it. If I don't like it, then don't do it. I mean, if somebody comes along and says there's a great idea, would you come and do it? It's for Guinness. Well, I drink Guinness. Yeah, so, yeah. Are the props real? Oh, yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Are the props real? Oh, I'll have some of that. There's no stairs to run up, not very many words, and lots of money. Yeah, I'll do that, yeah. I think I'll manage that one.
Listen, Bill, I could talk to you forevermore. The book is called Jack Duckworth and Me. It's out to buy now. A fitting tale, a fitting character, and a tremendous actor. Bill Tarmey, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Steve.